Many famous naval disasters happen far out at sea. This is the story of sea disaster caused by human error. On the 13th of January 2012, one of the biggest cruise ship named Costa Concordia is ready to leave for its sea tour. This ship was much larger in size than Titanic, with a capacity of over 4,500 passengers. Costa Concordia was one of the most luxurious cruise ships of its time, with endless entertainment. Concordia was loaded with 4 large-sized swimming pools, 5 restaurants, 13 different types of bars with 1 casino and a basketball court. There was also 1 big fitness center with Turkish bath and sauna on this ship. The first destination of this ship was Savona, city of Italy, with approximate travel time of 3 days. But it's only been 2 hours in water when everyone on board heard loud noise. After this noise, ship lost all of its electric power and was completely blacked out. It was 9 p.m. A lot of passengers were already in their rooms sleeping, and many were having dinner in the restaurants. After the blackout, passengers came out of their rooms to see what is happening. Ship was tilting to one side. People who were having dinner, their plates started falling off from dinner table. Ship crew made an announcement to notify passenger that there is a minor electrical failure in the ship. Now passengers realized this is not normal electrical failure. People started thinking ship is going to sink like Titanic, because coincidentally, there was Titanic music playing in the dining hall of this ship before this situation. As ship was keep tilting to the right side, ground floor started flooding. But why captain is not telling the truth to the passengers? This ship used to be operated under company name Costa Crozier. Back in the days, this company only operated cargo ships, but in 1948, company started their Costa line. Over the time, Costa Crozier became one of the biggest cruise ship companies in Europe. In year 2000, Costa Crozier was sold to Carnival Cooperations. It was June 2006. Carnival Cooperation launched their first cruise ship with the name Costa Concordia. This was the biggest ship of its time. It was cost $570 million to build. On the day of accident, this ship was being operated by Italian captain named Francesco Schettino. Usually ships travel in the middle of the oceans, but sometimes ship goes close to shoreline in some parts of the ocean. This process is called sail pass. In reality, this was not an accident, because Captain Francesco Schettino intentionally took the ship close to one of the Italian island named Giglio to show the cruise ship to the people living on this island. Ship was only 150 meters away from the island. Obviously, water was not deep enough here. There are rocks under the water that can damage the bottom of the ship. That's what exactly happened with this ship. It was struck by underwater rocks, which damaged the entire belly of the ship. But question is, why captain took the ship close to the island? Before working for Costa Line, Captain Francesco Schettino used to work under Senior Captain Mario Palombo, and Mario lives on this Giglio island. According to the reports, Captain Francesco Schettino called Senior Captain Mario Palombo and said, "Since we were passing by your island, we will sound the siren for you as a tribute." But Captain Mario replied, "I'm not on the island, I'm at different place." This call was made at 9:40 p.m. Exactly at this time, that loud noise was heard and completely blacked out the ship. When ship was struck with underwater rocks, it was only 100 meters away from the island. After this, chief engineers and remaining officers tried to start emergency diesel generator, but sadly it was not working either. When chief engineers goes to captain to explain the conditions, Captain Francesco Schettino make announcement and again lied to the passengers that it is only electric failure. At 10 p.m., Francesco Schettino decided to turn the ship to avoid sinking in deep water. Now passengers started calling the local police enforcement. At 10:12 p.m., Italian Coast Guard calls Captain Francesco Schettino and said, "What is happening? Because your passengers are contacting us." Francesco Schettino again replied, "Nothing serious, we only have blackout and we are trying to fix this problem." After 10 minutes, Francesco Schettino finally admit the real situation and call back the Coast Guard for help. Now the emergency alarms sound, and Francesco Schettino asked passengers to gather in the hall and wait for further instructions. order passengers to abandon the ship. Passengers started panicking. A lot of passengers jumped on live boats, and some passengers jumped straight in the cold water to swim to the Giglio Island. During this situation, there was one staff member, Karnatha Rameshana, who later explained how language became barrier because a lot of crew member could not speak Italian language. There was one more crew member who lost his life, Russell Rebello. He was working as waiter in one of the restaurants. He helped a lot of passengers getting them on lifeboats, but unfortunately he could not save himself. While these heroes were busy saving human lives, Captain Francesco Schettino left the ship and jumped on one of the live boats and went to the island. 2,500 to 3,000 passengers were safely transported to the Giglio Island. At 11:38 p.m., 400 passengers were still stuck inside the ship. At 12:42 a.m., Coast Guard Commander De Falco called Captain Schettino and ordered him to go back to the ship and update me with the current situation. But Francesco Schettino refused to go back to the ship and sit at the island and watched everything whole night. Next morning, when sun rised, people saw the ship and realized how fatal this accident was. Many passengers were declared dead, but some passengers were still trapped inside the ship. People of Giglio Island opened their doors to provide shelter to the survivors. A lot of passengers died after being trapped inside their cabin room. If they were informed about the real situation earlier, they might have survived. Total 32 people jabber in this accident. Now question is, what gibber with Captain Francesco Schettino? Later in year gibber, Captain Francesco Schettino was charged with manslaughter and 16 years of imprisonment.
Subscribe to Storyscape for more videos.